Hello and welcome to another vlog. It's Friday. We've got Friday this week before I've actually introed the vlog. So here I am introing it. It's currently 7:15. I'm about to go get ready for work. I am VA Winter. I'm an indie author. I am writing speculative fiction. I'm currently working on a contemporary fantasy, kind of inspired by the witch trials. On this channel, we are documenting life trying to be an author whilst having a full-time job. Yeah, so this week hasn't particularly gone well for writing, to be honest. I've written so far 1,400 words all week because my biggest writing morning, which would have been my work from home morning, which was Wednesday, I wasn't well. So that didn't happen, basically. I think I got 37 words. I tried and just thought I just feel too ill this morning to actually sit here and do anything. So I gave up. So that's kind of meant that I'm behind where I need to be for the week. But we'll see how the weekend goes. It's the last day of work today. Just got to get through it. I'm getting tired of telling myself I've just got to get through things. That's the vibe of this week. I'm just tired of being like, oh, just get through this. Just get through this week. Just get through this day. Just get through this. I'm tired of it. On a more positive note, kind of going well. I did my historical fiction course last night. That was week 3, so there's 2 more sessions of that left. It did actually give me an idea for my current book, which wasn't the intention. Wasn't the plan, wasn't what it was supposed to do, but it did. Just something that she said. We were talking about plot and structure last night, which I think exists in a weird space, in a sense where a lot of this stuff is a bit basic for me, in the sense that I've learned a lot of this stuff already and I know a lot about writing, just because I've been doing it for like 10 years. But there's always something new. You always pick up new kind of things and new perspectives and new ways of looking at it, and especially when you're looking at it through a specific genre, the lens of a specific genre, such as historical fiction. The heating is coming back on, it's cold this morning, and I need to go get ready for work, so I will talk to you, I think, over the weekend. It's Tuesday morning. I don't know when the last time I actually vlogged was, I can't remember. Suffice to say, I am squishing last week and this week together in the vlog because I am trying to get this book finished. But it's Tuesday morning, it's the 30th of April, so it's payday today. And I finally paid off my credit card. Now that is gone, that is a huge chunk of the debt gone. So now there's just a couple of smaller things left to do, which means I am a big step closer to publishing. Because once that's gone, once the debt is gone, I feel more comfortable putting money into publishing because I haven't got that hanging over me anymore. Over the weekend, I had a bit of a bad week I had a very bad week last week, including 1 or 2 things at work that just wasn't good. But I was feeling like I'm closer now to that dream of being a full-time author than I've ever been, but it doesn't feel that way because I still feel so far away. And over the weekend, I was thinking about it, talking about it, and it kept coming up that it's like small baby steps, right? Like yesterday I wrote 500 words, and that's such a small, tiny step in the book itself, let alone in the project of getting this trilogy done as a whole. And it feels like I'm not getting anywhere because on a day-by-day basis the steps are so tiny. Even when you look at a week or a month, it's so tiny, it's a portion of a book. And it's easy to look at it and think, I'm never going to get there. And that's how I was feeling at the weekend, because I'd sort of had these couple of issues at work. I just felt like I just want to be there. I just want to be at the point where I don't have to have a day job. But I think, as I was saying, it might have been in the last vlog or the one before it, there's no guarantees of anything in this business, right? In this writing industry, there's no guarantees of anything. No matter which way you go, whether you go trad or whether you go indie. There are no promises. But I think when I get these bigger steps, like in a couple of days I'll be able to log on to my credit card app and see the balance at 0, that feels like a huge step because it's hanging over me for so long. It is a big step towards publishing. The big thing right now is I want to get to the point where I can get Firewitch out to an editor. The point is I'm one big step closer this morning to doing that. And that feels positive. It's positive momentum. So I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to get back to writing. I'm at 77,623 words to be precise in the manuscript. So I am so close to the end now. So hopefully by Sunday, Monday, I will be another big step closer towards that goal because I will have draft 1 of book 2 done. And that's all it is. It's steps. It's following the steps. And I just have to keep remembering that. I'm going to go back to writing and doing the day at work, I suppose, as well. Good, whatever time it is. Hello, it's Saturday afternoon and I am writing. I am a bit of a mess, but I just wanted to do a quick update because I have just hit 83,000 words in the manuscript. My plan is to finish, I think it'll be tomorrow. I don't think I'll finish today. I'm planning on writing through this evening because it is double down day in the Hot Breathings writing community, so I'm kind of just focused on writing today because it's Saturday, don't have anything else to do, can just write. It is bank holiday weekend this weekend as well, so I've got 4 days off because I've got Tuesday off as well. I have up to about 7,000 words left, but I don't think it'll be 7,000. I think it'll be more like 6,000, probably closer to 5,000 words left to write. And I was just sitting here thinking to myself how strange it is for me to actually be hitting a deadline, because I remember sitting here in February and sort of working out when I should finish the book based on sort of writing about 10,000 words a week and saying 5th of February, that's my deadline. And I'm actually going to hit it. I think because I spent, until this last year, really, I spent so long setting deadlines and setting goals and missing them because I've struggled with motivation. I've struggled with just getting into the writing. I've struggled with wanting to write throughout my degrees. I had the intentions, I set myself the goal, I started, and then it just sort of fell apart. Time and time again, it fell apart. And I think there's 2 things that are helping me right now. One is I just feel more motivated to actually write. I've gotten back into the joy of writing, which I think is the ingredient that you need. You need to enjoy it, because otherwise, why would you do it? If I could quit, I would. I've tried and I can't. But also HB90 has been a huge thing because it's really helped me look at my time realistically and set realistic goals based on what I can actually do in a week rather than what I want to be able to do in a week. So those 2 things I think have helped, but it just still is, I'm sitting here just finding it so strange. And that's really what I wanted to come on and say, that I'm sitting here and finding it so strange that I'm hitting my goal. So I've written most of the climax. I've written most of those sort of big actiony end scenes. They're a bit rubbish. They're always a bit rubbish. I've said in previous vlogs for Firewitch last year, I struggle with endings. I really struggle. My endings are always a bit crap on the first draft. They're not very good. I've gotten through that messy, rubbishy bit that just needs some help. It will need some help in edits. And I'm kind of getting into the falling action now, into the wrapping up, into the sort of conclusion of the story, which is one of my favourite bits. I like this sort of stuff. I'm going to keep writing, get back to writing, and I will update you either if something else interesting to say or when I've finished. Draft 1, book 2, finished. Done, that's it. The book is complete at 87,867 words. I mean, complete, right? It's the first draft. The first draft is complete at 87,673 words. And I've just written the perfect ending line. I always struggle with endings, like chapter endings and book endings even more, because obviously the book ending is the book ending. I struggle with those closing lines because for me they have to be perfect. So that is it. There are some things in it I will change. There are definitely some things in it to change. There's a conversation I know needs to happen, and what I've done is I've just referenced it. It needs to happen earlier on in the story, but I didn't write it, and I realised it needed to happen when I was like 10 chapters down the line, and I'll just go back and add that in during edits. There's definitely some scenes that need cutting, some that need merging together. There is a subplot. There are 2 subplots that I have managed to completely lose track of, and they happened at the beginning and then they just sort of disappeared throughout the rest of the story. A plot line sort of ended up taking a slightly different turn than I thought it would. I've left myself a really good opening into the next book. I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. I am so excited that I am finished. It is Sunday afternoon. It's just hit 2 o'clock, so I finished a couple minutes ago. It's 2 o'clock, Sunday afternoon. I am done. And that's it really. I've got to edit this vlog now. As I said before, it's bank holiday Monday tomorrow, so I've got time. I'm not stressing. And I need to start the outline for book 3, which I have started the very beginnings, and now I need to go full force into the outline for book 3. I think I'm giving myself until the 2nd of June to get the full outline done. So that will be the short outline, which is just kind of a basic rundown of each chapter, and the scene outline, which is taking each scene that I've described within the chapters and sort of breaking them down using outline kind of method that I read about in Make a Scene by Jordan Rosenfeld, which I will leave linked down below. And it just helps go through that, what's the point of the scene, making sure that the scene has like a beginning, middle and an end, and that the scenes are doing something within the story, which has been really helpful for me. And then doing like a more narrative description based outline. What I'm also going to try as well, because with this book, I lost track of those subplots. I'm going to try like a plot grid. This is something that different people interpret different ways, but the way I'm thinking about it is kind of like, the idea is that you've got all your chapters sort of down one side. Like if you can imagine a grid, you've got all your chapters down one side, and then you've got your plots at the top. So you'd have your main plot, and then like your romance plot, if you've got one, and then subplot 1, subplot 2, and then in each chapter or in each scene as you go down the grid, and then you sort of go through for each chapter, each subplot, and say what's happening in this subplot in each chapter. And each subplot doesn't have to be in a chapter, but it helps you take the subplot through the entire story rather than forgetting about it like I have done in this draft. I'm always trying to improve the process, so that might add a little bit more time, but in conclusion, in summation, Taylor Swift, book 2 is finished. Draft 1, book 2 is finished. I'm excited to have it down, to have it be canon, to have it be real. I will be starting outlining for book 3, and my deadline for that is 2nd of June. Big step forward. What I was saying the other week about those tiny steps forward, this week has been a week of big steps forward. Credit card paid off, book 2 finished. We're just going to move back into some small steps now, but it's fine. We're on the path, we're getting there, it will happen. So I'm going to sign the vlog off here, because I don't think there's much else to say. I will pick up with another vlog tomorrow. So if you have enjoyed me doing this, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video.